Hi, we're back. This is Stephanie with Metal Interviews and Hard Rock Radio Live. We've got a very special guest, the talented Shawn the Clown, number 6, the percussionist of the Grammy-winning band Slipknot. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks a lot. I'm always honored when people want to talk to me on any level. So it's, thank you for taking the time to talk to me today.
Wow, that's awesome. I never get that. I love it. So Black Dots of Death, March 29th, the debut album, Ever Since We Were Children, drops. I love the name. How did you come up with this?
Well, the name is, it's based off something that's taken place in life. I don't want to give it away, because, it's actually something that's been out through time. But what I can say is that a black dot of death basically means death. And I've been dealing with a lot of death in my life for the last 4 years, losing my mother, or my father first, then losing my mother, and then turning 40, and then losing one of my best friends, Paul, who I started, Slipknot with. And, by losing your dad and your mom and one of your best friends, you kind of take a really good look at life, and you kind of wonder, it starts all coming together of, life is precious, life is very random, and you can be here and gone in a flash of an eye. So there's nothing more appropriate than the name, the Black Dots of Death, and what it represents and kind of how it feels,
I know that must have hit pretty hard. I was actually in Joey Jordison's place in Hollywood when he got the call about Paul, and that was just devastating. I don't know, you guys all must have just kind of locked yourself in a room, and did some creativity almost come from such a tragic event for you?
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a weirdo. My dad's cremation, it's the only way I could deal with it. There was a lot of snobby people sitting up in the funeral home, and I just couldn't really deal with it. So I found myself down in the basement where my dad was being cremated and filming him coming out of the oven and sifting through his ashes and taking parts of his skull for me for later artwork. And, really seeing the process of what happens after you die. And I felt way more comfortable because I could be artistic and film, and I just felt more at home with what I am and what I believe my gift is. So, with Paul, there hasn't been a lot of one-on-one creativity dealing with his death. I did film the birth of his child, though, asked by his wife and trusted by her to come in. She felt like I was the only person that could do that, and it was really special because I was the only male in the room besides the male doctor, who's just a doctor, and she felt like by me being there, that I was kind of, I don't want to say that I was representing Paul's place by any means, and she didn't say that, but she felt by a male being there that, that it was appropriate.
I like that you guys stated no matter who we are, we're second to machines, and kind of roping in what you were just saying about humans and 50-50. I agree with this. Was that kind of stimulated from some of the ugliness of the world, or you just think machines are more powerful at this point in 2011?
Well, we're just, everything is built around us. I'm 41 years old, and, I remember, I try to explain this to my children all the time, like, I'll watch one of my daughters, text faster than I typed in high school. Thought process around, being more human and taking into account the feelings and the actions of the other party. Whereas now, you're out, I can step outside with my cell phone right now, get in a car, and drive to a strip joint, and you wouldn't even know the difference. Things are, quicker, faster, built cheaper, built for efficiency, built to do everything. It's like I always tell people, just because there's programs out there right now built into your computer that allow you to make music doesn't mean you should be making music. That would have their hands slapped with a ruler because they played a chord wrong on the piano. These are people that, really did the work and had, a God-given talent, and then built on that talent by hard work. And now we just build in these computers that do everything for you. Next thing you know, you're talking to someone, they're like, listen to my song. And I'm like, well, it sucks. It sucks.
You're being honest.
And it's just the way it is. And it's just like everybody wants to get paid, and everybody doesn't care about the way they present themselves. And, karma's a bitch. All these people that present themselves the way they do, they really think that people are interested because none of them are making a difference in life. And my band, the Black Dots of Death, are trying to make a difference by, basically projecting stories that are situational, that you can feel and relate to.
I can't stand, I feel like most of the pop artists these days are just no talent and someone wants to make a quick buck off of them, and they're all digitally enhanced voices that are horrible.
You don't even get any analog sound anymore. I mean, in the day, you'd buy a Fleetwood Mac record and they recorded to 2-inch tape, and you could feel that saturation, you could feel that color. It's like film. When people were shooting film, you have this transparency that's put in your, a transparent piece of film that's put in your camera, and the light goes through the lens and imprints the film, and then you take it and you get it developed, and you really get a good sense of what you're looking at. Now you're using digital cameras, which, I have to admit, I use a digital camera, but it's an idea of people's programming behind what they think life is. It's an idea. They put a guy in a room, they give him a budget, and they say, you have this much time to come up with the idea of what you're seeing and get it down and program it and get it in this and blah, 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 and then we're going to sell it. And you can't spend any more time on it because this is our price break and this is what's going on. I mean, we're getting away from what is real every day of the life. And where Black Dots comes in for me is that I've evolved over 10 years. I've been thrown into situations and experiences because of Slipknot. I've been to Russia because of Slipknot. I've been to Bangkok because of Russia. I've toured all of Germany, all of the UK, all of Australia, New Zealand, Japan, South America, Canada, America. I've done all these things. I've met all these people. I've done all these things that have been situational to make me learn. I've had fallouts, and I've had tears. I've done Make-A-Wish Foundation. We have a saying in Slipknot where all the pieces are only as good as the whole, so we all come together, and over 10 years, we all know our place in that band, and that band is an enigma. You will never figure it out. You cannot dissect it. You can't cut it open and look into it, figure it out, and get a plan just like our own human lives. You will never figure out how to live forever.
Listen to Standing Alone and Let's Get Fucked Up. Do you have a personal favorite on the album?
The album is so good to me that it's like, I go back and forth, and, I spent a year creating this album because I wanted it to be exactly the way I wanted it to be, and I didn't want to rush into it because I've done several projects since Slipknot started, and the other projects that I've created have been other extensions of who I am. I grew up in the 70s where mom and dad were bumping the Beatles, the Doors, Jimi Hendrix, playing Woodstock, doing these kinds of things. My dad was so awesome because he was like, he knew right away that I wanted to be involved in rock and roll.
I really like that word, one word summed up, just dangerous for a band. That's kind of intriguing. Have you guys started planning a tour yet?
Well, I have 3 priorities right now, and that's what I'm doing as I get older. I put my priorities in perspective and what is true, and I try not to waste time on things that are going to keep me from getting my goals done. The first priority I have is getting everything done that needs to be done for Black Dots of Death because we have a March 29th release. I have a website that's coming out 7 days before the release, and the website will unveil something new every day until the 7th day when it will be created. And on March 29th, when the album drops, you will be able to witness everything on the site. But if you don't tune in a week earlier, you will not get the experience of what we're giving you. So every day something new is given out. The biggest priority I have right now, besides the record dropping, and my band knows this, is that, you know, I really need to go grieve my friends. And the only way I'm going to do it is with my 7 other brothers. And we have a little tour planned in June. And, you know, I really am putting my life dedicated to that. And, you know, we're going to go out and we're going to celebrate Paul's life, his love for music, his love for the fans, his love for the band, and just celebrate his life. And then in return, celebrate our love for him, our love for the fans, our love for our band, and our love, and celebrate our life and what we've created together, and then grieve in the process. And that's like my biggest priority of 2011, is to be able to do that.
I think that'll be really therapeutic. Just, you know, you got Black Dots, there's Stone Sour, Murder Dolls, a ton of projects over there. But, I mean, well, we all are huge Slipknot fans over here at Hard Rock Radio. And for you guys to come back together and then kind of celebrate Paul's life on tour would be amazing. I know we didn't want to miss that.
Yeah, but it's going to be good. You know, we're going to do our best to get it over in America, too. That'd be great to be able to do. But it's one day at a time. And you know, we can't just... Right now, the way it worked out is, at that time, it's, you know, summer festivals, and that's why it worked out that way. But, you know, if we can work it out where we can bring the same thought process over to America and share the grieving with, you know, our American fans, we'll do that as well. You know what I mean? So, you know, we'll try anyway. You know, I can't speak for anybody, or there's no plans of that, but it'd be nice to be able to do that. And, you know, it's just one day at a time, but we're very much looking forward to June coming, and there's a lot of work that has to get done in order to be able to get that grieving process done, because I just haven't been able to do it yet. You know, I think about him every day, and about every other day something very profound happens that involves him, and it's just almost like he's proving to me that there's another side of this reality that I'm unaware of, because the things that happen are just so wacko that I'm just like, he's watching me right now. You know, I feel sometimes I feel embarrassed to go to the bathroom.
Thanks so much, Shawn, for coming by Stephanie's Rock Show, and we're looking forward to Black Dots of Death, March 29th.
Well, I appreciate it. Just take a good look, and like I said, let everybody know there's a website coming out a week before. I'm really proud of it. It's really sick, and it's a real kind of look at kind of how we feel and where we're at. And I think people enjoy it. And I think people, they need things to wait on. You know, they need things to look forward to. And like I told you, you know, it's going to be unveiling itself over a week. And I remember in the old days when Slipknot was together, you know, we would have things that did that. You know, so you come on the first day and only one thing's going to be revealed. And it's honored that anybody just want to take the time to talk to me in a very cold day in Des Moines, Iowa with 3 foot of snow. So I appreciate your time. I hope you have a good day. Take care.